Hi, so I just want to get on here really quick and make a video about acetyl glutathione. And basically this is more so we can get the conversation started, because I want to hear about other people who have used this for at least a month or 2 months, and just hear what dosages you should be taking, because I finished 2 bottles of it. And at first I started out with 300 milligrams because it's supposed to be 3 to 4 times more powerful than reduced glutathione. And so, I didn't know how much to take. Someone else actually told me about acetyl glutathione, and she was like, this could actually be cheaper and you could actually take less of it. And so that's what got me excited about it. And yeah, I tried it and I quickly bumped it up to 600 milligrams. And yeah, after that I just went to liposomal glutathione. I don't feel like I saw that big of a difference with 600. I don't know. I just didn't feel completely satisfied, though only doing 2 bottles of any product, that's just not long enough to really get a good feel for what it could do. So I don't feel like I gave it a fair chance. So I would rather hear about people who actually have taken it, have finished quite a few bottles, because for some reason you can't find acetyl glutathione in the powdered form. Basically the pills are powder. Like, you could break this apart and it's powder inside, but you can't just buy the powder like you could reduce glutathione. So you have to go through the pill form. Most of these pills, like this one is 60 pills per bottle. If I were to try it again, I would definitely take probably, I don't know, 5,000 to 6,000 milligrams. I don't know if that would be overkill, but that would still be like 25 of these pills, because these pills are only 200 milligrams per pill. So I don't know if that's realistic. Like I said, I haven't really experimented too much with it, but before just completely saying, hey, don't do acetyl, I would at least like to come on here and see if there's other people who have done it, and what dosage were you taking. So obviously, if it is the type of thing where you still have to take 5,000 to 6,000 milligrams a day, then it's going to be easier just to take liposomal at that point. So there really wouldn't be a benefit to doing acetyl, though acetyl will still be better than reduced glutathione because it goes into your bloodstream. That's pretty much like how they're marketing it, that you don't have to worry about the acid in your stomach breaking it down and basically just going down the toilet. It's actually going to get into your system, and that's why it's more powerful than reduced glutathione. So in that case, that is true, because obviously there's people who are taking this, and all the reviews that you see on acetyl, it's going to be from people who actually have some type of condition or some type of ailment. So they're taking this because without glutathione, they're either in pain or just something about their lifestyle. Without taking it, they're worse off. So it's nice to read reviews from people who actually need a product, not necessarily using it just to see the cosmetic results. But at the same time, like, they're saying that it works better than reduced, and they only have to take a few pills a day. But it's like, well, what about us in the skin lightening community? Like, how much do we have to take? Because they swear that it's stronger, but for me, it's just like, as far as skin, I did not see a difference. But anyways, I didn't take it for that long, so maybe that's why. Who knows? So yeah, definitely let us know what you think if you've actually tried it. But for me, it's just like, just take liposomal. Yeah, just do liposomal. Like, if you still have to take large amounts of it, then it's just not smart to go through 2 days. 1 bottle would last 2 days, basically. That's if you got the 60 count, because they're only like a few hundred milligrams per pill. So yeah, it would just make more sense. So I'm still on the liposomal glutathione by the SHC Glutathione company, and I'm actually thinking about upping it. Like upping it. Okay, I was kind of scared about drinking an entire bottle, though there are people who do that, and you know, other than maybe feeling a little nauseous, they're fine. Like nothing else bad happens. So far I've been taking 8 teaspoons a day, which translates into 8,000 milligrams, and 8,000 milligrams, 5,000 milligrams. So 8 teaspoons is 5,000 milligrams. And I like the results, and now it's just like more. I want this faster. Someone said something, because I showed you guys I'm doing the liposomal vitamin C pills, and someone was like, doesn't the liquid work quicker? Like, you know, liquid liposomal vitamin C. And apparently that is true. Apparently that is true. I've never tried liquid liposomal vitamin C, but basically that would be the best option for vitamin C. So second would be liposomal vitamin C pills, and ascorbic acid, or the other one that starts with an S, I can't remember, but it's like a tier under ascorbic acid. Those, like, do them if you don't have anything else at your disposal, but with bioavailability, like, so much of that just goes down the toilet. It's really depressing. Don't read any of like the medical studies on vitamin C and what happens when you take it, if you're taking it in that form, because like you're gonna feel like crap. So yeah, I think liposomal vitamin C is a must. I think the pills are still good, they'll still work, but the liquid works faster apparently. So I just want to throw that out there. I don't know why we're on that tangent. Like I said, most people who use this, they're using it for medical issues, so it's not even marketed as a skin lightening tool, because you'd have to use so much of this. Like, if it was marketed as it, I think they would at least make each capsule have more glutathione in it, because yeah, anyways. Where was I getting with this? Okay, yeah, why would you want to do liposomal, or why would you want to do acetyl glutathione instead of reduced glutathione? Reduced glutathione, it's not made to go into your bloodstream. It's sometimes with bioavailability, this is going to sound really backwards, but it's true, sadly. So it's like hard facts to swallow. But basically, if you're taking something, if you're taking a small dosage of it, your body's actually going to absorb more. That rings true with vitamin C. Your body absorbs vitamin C like at, I think it's either 200 to 400 milligrams at a time, easier than if you were to take 1,000 milligrams all at once. The majority of that is just going to go right through you. The same is kind of true for glutathione. So for people who are using it because they want joint support, or they have chronic fatigue, stuff like that, they can get away with only taking 500 milligrams or something like a low dosage a day of reduced glutathione and be fine and still see results. For us with skin lightening, we obviously have to take way more than that, and so that's where it comes into play of how much of this is actually getting into my blood system, and why everyone just goes for shots and IV, because they're like, I need to know that this is getting into my bloodstream and it's circulating all throughout my body. So that's why I hacked it when I started my journey, and I was using reduced glutathione, which is the cheapest form of glutathione, for a reason. Now I know it's cheap for a reason. But yeah, I hacked it to where I just did anal implants, or I did the nebulizer, and that helped it get into my blood system. Now obviously I wasn't getting blood work done to where I could see just how much I was absorbing, but it was enough for me to, you know, show you guys results and to keep this you know, this channel up and going. And I'm always updating it and telling you, okay, this is what I look like after a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, blah, 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 blah. But I had to put in so much freaking work to get those results. It kind of was unrealistic. Having to do rectal implants 3 times a day, of mixing the glutathione together with the baking soda and just, you know, a little bit of water, and, you know, lubing that up, applying it, And then, you know, what happens to your stomach? Your stomach kind of gets a little bloated because it is sulfur. Glutathione is a sulfur compound. So, you know, you might get like a little bloated. And then obviously it stimulates your bowels as well. So you're gonna have to go to the bathroom after that. Hopefully it's not within 15 minutes. At least give it time to like penetrate, because we're putting it up our rectum because there's a gland that's only like an inch to a half inch, and this goes for every body, every body. But yeah, that gland actually can absorb medicine and get into the bloodstream, and it's in your anus. It's in your anus. There's another gland that's in your mouth that supposedly does the same thing, and it's under your tongue. So some people do sublingual. They do that with like B12. Some people do it with glutathione. I tried it with glutathione, and it took so freaking long for the glutathione to completely dissolve under my tongue. Like, I felt like I was salivating everywhere. So I did it once and I never did it again. I don't know how people do it, because you just want to swallow it. You want to swallow it and let it go down your throat instead of keeping it under your tongue, where it can dissolve into that gland and get into your bloodstream. And yeah, I couldn't do it, but I just might be special. Doing rectal implants can get tiring. It can get tiring. Your butt might feel sore. That's why you should be using like a coconut oil so your butt doesn't get sore. But I mean, you're still putting something up your butt 3 times a day. You might not like going to the bathroom or having gas as much, because it is gonna up how much that happens, sadly. So then I went on to nebulizer treatments, because people do use glutathione nebulizer treatments for all types of ailments. Like, it's a thing, but most of the information that I got online about that, it's from people who are using like usually like under 500 milligrams of it, and they're treating some type of illness or ailment. And so obviously I'm trying to take a lot of it because I'm trying to lighten my skin. So I had to tweak things a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, I think it was very effective and it worked. But for me, it took about 35 to 45 minutes a treatment, and that gets tiring. To do that once a day, or even try to do it twice a day, which I couldn't find the time to do it twice a day. I wish I could have. So some people have said that they have found nebulizers that work quicker and they get it done within 20 to 25 minutes, and that's nebulizing like 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams at a time. So I think that's amazing. That's amazing. So I could see it could be easy that way, but for me it took a long time. And of course it's loud. It's a process. Obviously that's a drawback, and you're breathing in something just over and over and over again, and you can't really do anything else while you're doing that. I mean, I would just read an ebook, but anyways. Another drawback is that since it is sulfur, it does give off this scent, and it can kind of get stuck in your hair. Like, you'll have the scent of nebulized glutathione, and some people say it smells like rotten eggs. Everyone thinks it smells a certain type of way. I don't necessarily want to say it's pleasant, but you do what you have to do. So taking a pill is a heck of a lot easier than doing any of those 2 methods that I just said. Those 2 methods use reduced glutathione. This acetyl just goes to your bloodstream because it's formulated to, and stay with liposomal. It's just easier. These are not the cheapest options on the market, but it definitely saves the most time. So you're not going to worry about like smelling weird, like if you're using the nebulizer, or going to the bathroom like 3 times a day, or having to put something up your butt. So like, there's pros and there's cons. So really you just have to choose whichever method works best for you, or whichever method that you're most comfortable with. I will say the #1 thing that's most important before you start this journey, if it's done, if you can do it consistently for like a year And some people will say you need to go like a year and a half or up to 2 years, depending on what your skin tone was starting out. So if you're very, very, very deep dark skin, if you're like a medium dark skin, you know, some people have to go full 2 years, some people can go a year and a half. But this is permanent. When you're using glutathione, it's one of the only methods, I think, glutathione, and then there's a little bit of information on MSM, not a lot, but there's a little bit on MSM that it could be permanent as well. And apparently there are dermatologists who agree that taking this in high dosages for consecutively for like a year, longer than a year, will, you know, you can't reverse whatever you do to your skin. Like, your skin will stay that way, and you will have to do very little in maintenance to keep it that way. So if you're going to be doing this, this isn't something where you want to get started for a few months and then not have the money to finish and then lose your results, or it's not something where you want to buy like bottle to bottle to bottle each month, because things can happen. I wouldn't say like this using glutathione, whichever method you choose, I mean, it's gonna be a financial commitment no matter what method you do, whether it be nebulizer or rectal implants or liposomal or acetyl or IV. Though I will say, most people who do IV still take liposomal. I think that's so funny. Like, they double up. Most people who do shots still take pills every day. So it's like, IV isn't like this win-all thing. Like, you still have to do other stuff with it, no matter what. But the good thing about it is glutathione is one of the only skin lightening methods that's going to be permanent. You cannot say that about any topical. The only thing you could say that about is laser. But I don't know where you go to get laser. So yeah, if you can hold out for a year or longer, then you'll be done. You won't have to do all of this, because it is kind of like a lifestyle change. But it just depends. Is it worth it to you? If it's worth it to you, then I say go for it. But anywho, yeah, it's just smart to buy in bulk. I tried to see where to buy acetyl in bulk. I couldn't find anywhere. Like I said, I can't even find it to where you can just get acetyl powder. I don't know why. So yeah, if you're gonna do something like this, you might find it easier just to buy everything you need all up front. So either save up for it, like if this is a priority to you, you'll always find the time, or you'll find the extra money, or get that extra job to where you can do this. The end result is getting this done within a year to a year and a half and being done. Just like, I don't want to worry about it anymore. So I think it's cool that on the SHC glutathione website, like, you can get it in a 24-month supply or a 36-month supply or something like that, and just pay it all up front and just be done with it. So yeah, you don't want to run out. I think someone else was using another brand. I can't remember it, but people are always commenting about the brand on my videos. I can't remember what the name of it is, but they were saying that they did it for a while, and then they would go to order another bottle and they'd be sold out or something, and they're like, this can't be happening. Which, you're right, like, you can't have it sell out and need another bottle. That's why, like, you definitely need to get a few bottles at a time to make sure that you're always set up with glutathione, because not having it, or having really like long ship dates, like some people don't get their stuff shipped out until like a full 7 days, which if you're in the US, that's like forever. Other people, it could be like 2 weeks, like if you're in another country and you're getting it shipped to you. So just do yourself a favor, buy it all at once, and then start your journey. This video is really long. We're gonna end it there.